Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Classics Chief Carnivus. September's an interesting month for Masters Classics, as both figure releases are not mainstay characters. We have a character based on a prototype in Gygor, and a character that was created for the 2002 MYP cartoon series here in the Heroic Feline Warrior. So this month will be quite the test to see if the majority of collectors are in it for everything, or just the characters they know and love. Carnivus comes in the standard white mailer box with his name printed on the front. Inside that mailer box is the Masters of the Universe Classics blister card packaging. As always, the back of the package features a look at other figures from the line, as well as a bio for the Chief. Carnivus was one of those characters that many fans of the MYP cartoon series often said they would love to see in figure form. And while he did not get released in the 2000X toy line, he has finally arrived in plastic form. And while the look of the 2000X figures was in a different style, Carnivus actually translates quite well into Classics form. The head sculpt on him is nothing short of impressive. There's a very ferocious yet noble look to this lion's face. Now, just like most Masters of the Universe Classics figures, he's actually a good mix of new and reused parts. Aside from his head, Carnivus features a brand new armor piece with really cool designed shoulder pads. Also new to Carnivus is his loincloth piece, which is a break from the standard furry codpiece. Now, the body itself is mostly reused from Beastman, which was actually a good choice here. Alright guys, so let's take a closer look at Carnivus here. Now, he does have the same type of cape that goes all the way down to the very bottom of his feet. The cape is pretty soft actually, so it doesn't get in the way too much. Now the problem is with it going all the way down to the feet, you kind of run into some of the same problems we had with Scareglow, where when the figure is standing straight up, that's perfectly fine. But when you want to start posing him and bending his knees and his legs, that cape really kind of gets in the way. See, it kind of hinders it because the cape, once the knees are bent, the cape becomes longer than the legs, so it does kind of get in the way just a little bit. Also, it's worth noting that the way the head is sculpted with the long hair and the cape around him, it is a little hard to turn that head. You're not going to get a lot of movement out of his head. Turning it left and right is pretty complicated because the hair hits the cape. So, there's that. Now, the armor is removable. Same style as what we're used to seeing. The head pops off. You got the cape as a separate piece. And then the shoulder armor is all connected, one solid piece, and it just slides up over the top. Now once you've got the armor removed, it's pretty obvious that most of the body is Beastman. I mean, we've got a lot of Beastman going on here with Carnivus, which is a really good reuse of parts. So the chest, the arms, and even the legs here are all Beastman pieces. Now it is worth noting that the hands appear to be brand new. And the feet are new because we have more of a pawed look than we do with the claws on Beastman. So kind of a cool reuse of a sculpt here with the Beastman body, but it's really cool to see some new parts also in use. Carnivus also includes two accessories in the form of his sword and his shield. The sword is a new design with a really cool and quite different look than most of the swords we're used to seeing in Masters Classics. And then there's the shield, which is my favorite piece on this figure. The incredibly cool cat head design is unique in the fact that it is actually based off of the central tower design on the classic Eternia playset. It'll be really interesting to see how this is all worked into the storyline. Now, I have to be honest and say that Chief Carnivus was one figure that I personally was not really looking forward to. I know that many fans desired to add this character to their collections, and the fans of 2000X cartoon series will be really happy to see that the ranks of their 2000X inspired characters are really starting to build up in their Masters of the Universe Classics collection. I mean, we have more 2000X figures than we do POP and NA characters right now. Despite my initial reaction to Carnivus though, there is no denying that this is one really cool action figure. The sculpt of the head and armor are both fantastically done. The reuse of parts even works really well, and the overall look of Carnivus was translated very well into this Classics format. And I just absolutely adore the design of that shield. But just like with Gygor, I'm left feeling a little odd about him. Almost like he feels out of place, even though he really shouldn't feel that way. I guess I just need to keep my feelings of nostalgia from creeping up and making me feel like this, because really, this figure is great. And I know many of you out there, especially supporters of the MYP characters, are really going to like this guy. Chief Carnivus will be available on September 15th, only on MattyCollector.com. Until next time.